Have you ever noticed how some YouTubers can say almost anything and people just believe them? And how watching a single video from someone can make you want to follow them, trust them, or even change your opinions completely about a topic? And it's not because they're necessarily very smart or extremely qualified. It's because they understand how the human brain decides what to listen to. If you've ever posted content and don't understand why it's not getting the number of views and sales you desire, it's not because your content is bad. It's because you don't understand these 3 dark psychological hacks top YouTubers use to manufacture desire, create authority, and position themselves as the obvious choice in any market. And once you understand these 3 hacks, you'll have the ability to make people want to work with you so badly, they beg to buy from you. Here's the first dark manipulative hack that once you understand, so much of your life will feel like a lie. See, if someone is good at one thing, your brain assumes they're good at everything. And YouTubers exploit this relentlessly. You discover someone talking about a single specific topic. They explain it clearly, they sound competent, so your brain starts seeing them as an authority on everything. And suddenly, you're not just listening to their advice on one specific topic, you're listening to their opinions on business, money, relationships, mindset, life, and everything in between, even when they've never proven their competence in those areas. Look at Alex Hormozi, for example. He didn't start making content talking about life or mindset or even business. He started with one narrow niche: how to sell gym memberships. And once people trusted him there, he kept expanding his niche. He went from only talking to gym owners about sales to giving sales advice to everyone. Then eventually he expanded to talking about marketing and sales both. Then he started talking about business in general, then even general finance. And now people listen to his opinions on things like relationships, which in my opinion is bad. Alex Hormozi is no way the gold standard for relationships. His relationships are very unique and atypical. But you see, people still listen to him, and it's not because he has proven his competence in relationships, but because he was using the halo effect deliberately. The halo effect is a cognitive bias where a single positive trait of a person or brand can make you think everything about the person or brand is positive. And this is why niching down with your content is extremely important, especially early on. If Alex Hormozi tried to talk about relationships and health and business and finance and mindset and everything, you would trust him for nothing. But because he started with looking like he has mastered one thing, then mastered a bigger thing, and then a bigger thing, you now trust him for everything. Because once you're trusted enough for one thing, then you can slowly start expanding to talking about more topics. But here's the dangerous part. You don't actually decide who you trust. Your brain decides for you, and it does it using shortcuts that may have nothing to do with the truth. The halo effect is just the first shortcut. There's another one that's far more dangerous, because this one doesn't just decide who you find credible, it decides what information you even think is true, even when it isn't. And anyone who wants to manipulate people can easily abuse this to build cult-like influence over you. So here's the second way top YouTubers hijack your brain. Your brain treats confidence as accuracy. If someone speaks with enough certainty, your brain automatically trusts them, even if they're wrong. This is called the confidence heuristic. This is why you can watch a video on drop shipping and feel like drop shipping is the best business model to make money. Then watch a video on high ticket sales and suddenly it feels like the answer. Well, nothing has changed, only the confidence of the person you're consuming. And top YouTubers, they understand this. They don't say, I think this might work. They always with certainty say something will work for a fact, even when they're wrong. Which is why, unfortunately, it's better to be confident and wrong in your content than uncertain and right. Because humans don't like to think for themselves. They want a leader. They want someone willing to say, this is the path, blindly follow me. This is how cults get formed. This is how Germany and the World War happened. This is how pyramid schemes become popular. And it's also why your favorite protagonist from a movie or anime or TV show doesn't have to necessarily always win. You love them just because they commit, they try, and they're confident even when they fail. Because watching someone commit to a direction with confidence is better than choosing one yourself. So when I say the best way to scale your business is starting a YouTube channel, your brain doesn't think I'm wrong because it doesn't evaluate probability. It attaches to my confidence and me sounding certain. And certainty in your head feels like safety. So up until now, everything we've talked about explains authority, why you listen, why you believe something, why you stop resisting. But authority and belief is just the first part. The important thing is how these top YouTubers make you buy from them. There's one final mechanism that turns belief into deep desire and hijacks your identity. And once it's activated, all the logic goes out of the window and people beg to buy from you. See, once someone trusts your competence and accepts your confidence, the final lever is their identity. Identity projection is a psychological bias that people can use to stop selling you ideas or philosophies and start selling you a different version of yourself. So then you're not just consuming information, you're buying into a future identity of yourself. You start measuring where you are against where they appear to be, and the gap between where you are and where you want to be suddenly starts feeling more painful. And that pain is the fuel. And that's why lifestyle content works so well. You see all these gurus with their Lamborghinis and villas and beaches and their nomad lifestyle and their Rolex watches and what have you. But here's the key thing. Identity projection only works when the viewer feels pain. If someone is happy with their life, they don't obsess over somebody else's, which is why the people who love watching lifestyle content are people who hate their own lives. And if that's you, I'm sorry, but that's just psychology. I'm not calling you out particularly. So creators who know this amplify that dissatisfaction. They exaggerate how far behind you are, how hard your life really is, how much you're missing out, and then they show you an idealized version with freedom, confidence, money, and control. And your brain fills in the rest. You think that this could be me. That gap between who you are and who you think you could be is where desire is manufactured. But here's where most people misunderstand this. Because identity projection is not universal. It depends entirely on who you're selling to, which is why not everybody should make lifestyle content. See, if you're selling to the mass market, if you're selling anything B to C, identity projection works beautifully because most people want to escape their shitty life, their shitty job, their shitty relationships. But if you're selling to other business owners like I do, this wouldn't work. Business owners don't need to be impressed by your life because they already have a life that they like. They work on their own terms and they have time freedom and location freedom. This is why people like Alex Hormozi don't try to flex a lifestyle, but instead they project identity through thinking. They show how they make decisions, how they simplify complexity, and how calm they are under pressure. The viewer doesn't think, I want his life. You think, I want his brain. And that, my friend, is far more powerful. Because once someone wants to be you, buying from you becomes inevitable. Now here's the part you don't realize. There's actually a fourth hack that actually makes people take the action to buy from you. Because these three hacks don't just work in isolation, they compound. First, the top YouTubers use the halo effect to earn your trust by dominating a narrow niche. Then, the confidence heuristic removes your doubt and hesitation. And finally, identity projection creates deep desire within you so that you feel like you'll only stop feeling pain once you buy from them. And together, these three things do something deeply terrifying. They remove friction from persuasion, which brings me to the final bonus hack. Every creator who you see actually making serious money from content has two call to actions in their videos. And the first one is obvious. If you want help growing your business with content that uses these principles ethically, there's a link in the description you can use to book a call with. No pressure, it's just there if you need it. But the second call to action is equally important. You give people a reason to stay within your ecosystem so that they start trusting you even further. Because this video is a very top of funnel video to just get you to build awareness that I exist. But there's a very middle of funnel video that I have, which is a full breakdown step by step on how to start a YouTube channel that's going to make you $20,000 to $30,000 every single month within the next 6 months. And if you want that, where I teach you everything from planning ideas, scripting, filming, editing, making titles, thumbnails, and actually uploading your first 5 or next 5 videos, check out the free 3-hour long course I made right here on that topic. So the decision becomes yours as the viewer. Which call to action do you want to follow? Do you want to stay in my ecosystem and watch more content, or you want to spend your money to buy from me? Because I convinced you enough, I guess. Choice is yours. Go ahead, up or down.